Hey, welcome. Hi, diddly do. It is the SideQuest, your weekly journey into the wonderful world, video games, video game culture, and the geeks who are trapped talking about video games and video game culture. I'm one of those geeks, Dolly Demovsky. Joining me as usual, the one, the only, the beautiful, the stunning Double J. JJ Holder. Look at that. Ooh, I love it. Yeah, dude, that beard is awesome right now, man. Are you using like just for men on that? Because it's looking sharp.
Luckily in my family, gray comes on much later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't. The camera doesn't pick it up, but there's one gray hair that's kind of coming out of
one gray. You are so freaking lucky.
It drives me nuts. It's like, what do you have to pluck it?
I have a lot more grays. Oh, here. Not really on
who
top
knows
yet, but I'm
knows
thinning
what
on
the situation
top, so.
would be.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I was just talking to one of my coworkers and just reading an article in Men's Health about people going to Turkey to get the hair transplants, for $2,000, and I'm like, I am very what's the word? I'm very self-conscious for getting, thinning hair. Yeah. Listen, people's hair thins out. Sorry, it's just a fact of life. Yeah. Some faster than others. Some lose it all, and some still have wonderful beards, which I cannot grow. So, I'm kind of me and my coworker are kind of tempted to do it next year. Like if I could save up a couple grand.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like everyone knows it's not like you're
for anybody.
Sure.
Oh, totally.
And everyone in the Discord is gonna flip and rag on you nonstop.
Listen, I have female friends who have gotten implants. I have male friends who have done whatever they've done. I'm like, listen, if people are doing it, I want to have one last go around. I'm missing out. Here's what happened. So I don't know if I told this story before. I murdered my hair follicles.
Yeah.
And so I need to get these suckers back. So
I just don't. I've got enough on my plate. My hair was never, and it's like it started thinning, and I'm just like, my head's not a weird shape, so I guess I can pull this off. Of the things that I'm self-conscious of, my hair was never and has never and will never be one of them.
No, that's good. That's good. I am. I don't know why I'm so self-conscious. I'm just self-conscious enough.
It's just one of those things, especially with hair. It's like nobody gives a rip, really. I mean,
that's true.
And the people that do give a rip are terrible.
Are right there. No, I'm gonna drop
y'all talking
down.
About
Hair, and me going off to Turkey to get my hair done.
Dally's genuinely thinking about getting his Turkish hair treatment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, how you doing, Zach and JJ? How you guys doing?
Awesome.
Doing fine. I'm thinking about going to Turkey to get a hair
I'm stalling right now so I can get the
You just wanted to get it out. So we were live when we said we were going to be live.
Yes.
I realize I haven't been on here since I got my new monitor, so it's like
ooh. So we actually look good.
Yeah, you can see exactly where my glasses are pressed into my head when I do this.
No, I usually put the podcast in a little window.
Okay.
I just like shrink it and put it in the corner.
It's probably for the best.
They have a new people thing here on StreamYard. If you click people on the right, you probably can't, Zach, but
I see that. It says
you see
studio chat 3 people.
Yeah, so I can actually
get
the audio, the audio.
Oh shit, that's.
How do I sound? I sound okay. Still sound the same, probably.
Yeah, you sound the same as far as
you sound good.
Yeah, no, you guys sound good.
You usually sound fine. I'm the one that's usually the one that sounds like
you guys sound way better than me, always, because you're just wonderful, wonderful people. Anywho, we're going to talk exclusively about Jeffrey Epstein tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
I have the list. It's right here.
The list doesn't exist.
Because I stole it.
Oh Lord, yes, good times. Let's see if we can get it.
I can't believe that Elmo tops the list. This is weird. I don't understand.
Well, we're gonna have a fun episode today. We've got Dolly trying to get stuff together here as usual, and we got the wonderful Zach and JJ. They're gonna talk about games they've been playing, or mostly Zach, I guess. Maybe that's probably the right way to say it, because we want to kind of knock this episode out within the next 53 minutes so that we can have a good time playing in our community game night, which we are doing a Patreon game night. But I want to start with a quick story. So I went to, and this is my quick little portion. We're going to have a little bit of news. Actually, no, let's do the news real quick, and then I'll get into my stuff. Okay, news. We got a couple news. It was a wonderful week if you're
no problems.
If you're an Xbox fanatic. So I think nothing at all is an issue.
Yeah, people were starting to get their Quest Xbox editions, everything's
yeah, and then mass layoffs. Yeah, good job. 9,000 people at Microsoft.
Unclear. Unclear how many of that is the Xbox division,
but plenty apparently, because they shut down. Like what did they shut shit down? They kind of did shit down. They shut down a bunch of stuff like
Turn 10.
Turn 10, which they're basically just going to be a support studio now for Horizon.
For Playground,
for Playground, which is wild because didn't they just announce 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago that we got Forza coming next year? Well, not anymore.
They still have a Forza coming.
They have a Forza, yeah. Forza. They closed Perfect Dark, the initiative developer of Perfect Dark, and canceled Perfect Dark. They canceled was it Warcraft Rumble? Blizzard got hit. Man, just not a good time.
No,
not a good time. And there's, let's see what else. There was ZeniMax, King got a bunch of people let go. ZeniMax,
you got that. Yeah, you got that MMO from Bethesda.
That's right.
That apparently that the story goes that when Phil Spencer went to go see it, they had to pull him away from the game because he loved it so much.
Sure.
And now it's never coming out. There was the Romero game that isn't officially it's pretty obvious who the studio was.
Yeah.
The thing that's so cool about John Romero is he's such a nice guy. Right?
Yeah.
And
but bad, right?
But him, if you know anything about his politics, he's pretty anti-corporation, he hates America, a bunch of stuff. That's why he doesn't live here. So I'm just really shocked for him to be so tame with this happening. But that just shows how nice of a person he is.
It turns out that Carmack was the dipshit the whole time. Which is crazy.
But just really sad, really crappy news. It's just they did it the date July 2nd, so 2 days before the
going into the holiday week.
Going into the holiday, just the very typical,
the most American thing possible.
Yeah. It just sucks. Sucks.
No, I don't think Perfect Dark was ever going to be a success, and I think after that game came out, the initiative was going to be shut down immediately. However, I would have been interested to see what a Perfect Dark there's only been one good Perfect Dark game. So it's not
right, exactly. Well, then there's I think to top it all off, there was here, I'm going to post this. This was actually incredible. And this was Matt Turnbull, who is an executive producer at Xbox for Crackdown and State of the K2, Force Motorsport, posted on LinkedIn. Here, I'm going to share Brandon Sheffield, good friend of the site. Brandon Sheffield said, dude post Oh, great. Can't see it. Essentially saying these are really challenging times. But use AI, use Chat GPT and Copilot to use LLM to get a job. It's like, bro, no. What the hell are you even? What is going on here?
It's incredible how much good faith Microsoft and the Xbox brand has sort of just like pissed down the toilet in the past decade.
You lost, who's the dude that they lost the last year, switched over to PlayStation?
Tim Dog.
When you lost Tim Dog, you knew it was over. It was just headed downhill after that. But
not too far from reality, honestly.
Right. One other little bit of news. Hey, you guys heard of tariffs, right?
No, I don't know who that is.
Never heard of it. Well, now tariffs are affecting Canada, apparently, because Nintendo's jacking up the prices. Well, they're about to jack up the prices for the original Switch and the hardware, from the OLED, the Switch Lite, the OG Switch, controllers, Amiibo, even freaking online, the Switch Online stuff. They're gonna share the details August 1st. But oh boy, this is
I can't wait to see what the Amiibo price jacks up to, because they already jacked the Amiibo price up for like those Street Fighter ones, or like like $30 to $40. And like, I'm not spending that much on anything Luke related.
Nope. Just fun times right now in gaming, man.
Although you do have to admit that Sony is doing one of the funniest things possible, and that's dropping Helldivers 2 on the Xbox the same day Gears of War comes out.
Yes, Gears of War, Helldivers 2. What's Hellblade 2? Is that kind of launching this summer as well on PlayStation? And it's like, or did it already launch? I don't even know.
I don't even know.
People will finally play that game now.
Yeah.
Man, it's just what an just an incredible time. I'm for those that don't know, of course, tariffs have kind of gone up or down, and now the latest is that the U.S. is going to be imposing 25% tariffs on Japan and Korea, which is Samsung phones, which is Nintendo, and they're not like excluding digital stuff from this. Like, hey, no, listen, game prices are going to go up, which is it's bonkers. I mean, get your stuff now. And in fact, I am, unfortunately, you can't use it on the Switch 2 yet, but I'm going to get that digital coupon Nintendo runs for their
the vouchers.
The vouchers. I might just grab one and get the Metroid Prime 4 and whatever other game. I'm sure there's another Switch to Switch.
Pokemon
or something. Yeah. Donkey Kong's coming out next week. Can't wait.
It's not one of the voucher games, Donkey Kong Bonanza, because they Switch 2 exclusives aren't voucher games.
And they're not going to put the voucher for the definite game of the year for 2025. I mean, there's no other game we're even going to talk about besides that. But yeah, just freaking weird times, man. Weird times. But that's it for news. I just wanted to kind of get those couple things out of the way. I'm sure there's other stuff. We'll talk more about those. But I have some stuff that I want to talk about. And I went to a fun place over the did I get this larger here?
The mystery spot where you can see I forget which one that is. Is that the one with the weird mermaid thing, or is it the one with the?
It's the one with the mouse. No. So my contribution to this week's what we're doing, what we're playing, blah blah blah, is I went to Epic Universe. Is that what it's called? Epic Universe in
it's one
Florida.
of the. It's kind of the third gate at Universal Florida.
Fourth, really, because remember Volcano Bay is there.
Yeah, I guess nobody really considers the
Volcano
parks.
Bay. Yeah,
like if there's a water park, it's always just kind of considered a bonus. Never considered a third gate, but I guess technically fourth gate.
So I went to Epic Universe, and boy oh boy, so like the other Universal Studios stuff, like Harry Potter is like the big draw to those, which aren't even Universal property, right? They're WB properties. Although the Simpsons are in there too, and a bunch of other ones. But anyway, so Harry Potter is kind of the bigger draw at the other two parks. This park, even with Harry Potter there and How to Train Your Dragon, and I think they had one other one,
Universal Monsters,
which was that's funish ride. But other than that, boy, I had never seen people like I saw at any park ever. Like were crammed into the Super Nintendo world. Easily by far the biggest hit, like in all of the week that we were at Universal. And I posted about it. Nintendo has fans, man. Like it brings out the kid in you because we've all played Nintendo games, and just a phenomenal job they did. So when you get to Epic Universe, this is like one of the portal gates here, and you see the little 8-bit Mario, and then hey, it changes into a better Mario there. I'll just kind of run through this family photo style, everybody. Family photo style.
It's one of those sitcoms where we have to sit through the slideshow.
No, I'll do it quick. You kind of get through the gate. You get through this like portal gate. Each one has a different color, and then there's obviously the tunnel. So you go through the tunnel, and it's like you hear the music, whatever, the cool typical Mario music, and you get out here. It's all blurry because I had to compress the crap out of this to email it to myself. But
320 by 240. Holy
basically, shit. Yeah, you can see down the floor. But it looks really good in person. But no, like the details are just freaking phenomenal.
It's awesome how they brought Nintendo graphics to real life with the
that 320 by 240.
240.
Yeah.
But man, so it's there is so much stuff happening all over this. Like
it's a cacophony because I went to the one in California. There's always like you're being bombarded with Mario sound effects from every angle,
everywhere. So you have like the question mark blocks, the foul block. Here's a little Yoshi ride, which is like the little kid ride. You can hop in and just kind of takes you a little tour of the area. You have the just the layout of the park as you come down out of Peach's Castle. You just see this whole area. Every Mario biome, you look down, and I don't know how similar this is to California. I'm guessing it's probably pretty similar.
Pretty much the same. I think the biggest difference is the Donkey Kong section.
Yeah. They had the Toadstool Cafe. You can go in there, get food. You go in for the ride. The ride was okay.
It was reservations only for the Toadstool Cafe when I was there.
Really?
So I didn't get to enjoy any food from the Toadstool Cafe.
But you go into the see what happened there, JJ. See what happened there. You go down into the ride, and it's this long winding path. Like there was easily 2.5 hour waits for all the rides in the Mario area.
I did single rider and was on within 10 minutes.
I was gonna say single rider is the way to go. Single rider was still about 40 minutes to 45 minutes, but well, much better than the 2 hours. Granted, this had just opened up like at the tail end of May, so to general public. So it was insanity to get into these rides. It was fine. So essentially, you got the AR headset on. They give you the headset first, and you clip on the actual screen after that. And
it's a weird setup.
And there's like 4 of you in one cart, and the first half is you're like collecting coins and you're collecting shells and stuff, and then you go into the actual race portion, which is kind of a Mario Kart race. So you are racing. The car is kind of doing its own thing, but you're kind of aiming at the shells and turtles, and you're aiming at the other racers and stuff, trying to knock them out of the way.
It's a trackless system, which is becoming more and more popular across theme parks, where it doesn't have a rail that guides it, so the cars are kind of magnetically powered, so they can kind of move omnidirectionally, and so like every time you ride it, it's going to be slightly different because there's no real.
And it was fine. I ended up getting the most points in my cart, but the Team Bowser won in our race, so whatever. And then Donkey Kong Country is sick. The minecart ride is sick. They have it designed so that you kind of go over the and I think I have a picture.
Yeah, the broken sections of the track. The design method on how they did that is really clever. I love seeing how they came up with.
Did they have it open when in yours or no?
No, Donkey Kong doesn't exist at all.
Okay, so yeah, so here it is. It's like you see it, you're like, well, how the heck? It's like over here somewhere, and you're supposed to. It's supposed to launch. Well, really, the rail is actually attached to the side, so it's like this cantilevered. It's so sick, man.
The rail is off to the side and below the cart, so it looks like the cart is riding on the track.
They did a stellar job. It goes there.
It's really sick. It's something like there's some Pikmin. Yeah,
and there's Pikmin everywhere. Like I said, it's just sensory overload. There's a cart right there. Yeah, sensory overload. It's worth it. Totally,
it's one of the more interesting. Like Disney doesn't even have like a roller coaster like that. It's really interesting. For that, because every once in a while Universal will get one over on Disney with sort of their designs on certain things. It's not often, but once in a while they do, and that Donkey Kong one's probably it.
It is. Yeah, they did a stellar job with this whole park. You could play drums, you could do all kinds of stuff, more Pikmin, and so very cool. I had a quick little video that I can try to actually this video is actually good. Here, let me see if I can loop.
Universal Florida has one of my favorite theme park rides ever, but they got rid of it at California for a shitty mummy ride.
Oh, really?
They have the ET ride still, and I fucking love that ride.
Okay.
Actually, when you get in, they ask for your name, so ET says your name at the end.
Yeah. But this is sick, dude. This is like it's just sensory overload, and you want to do it. Like seriously, this is worth the price of admission. If you're a Nintendo fan, like totally go there.
It has the whole land itself has a leaderboard.
Yes, so you get the app, and you can. There's daily, there's hourly, there's weekly, and you can get like. Here, let me get these guys here. They're cool. They're like little slap bracelets.
Yeah,
Peach, Luigi, and Toad. So you get these and you just kind of wrap them on your arm and you just punch. You register them real quick with the little QR code scan, and then you go.
I've still got my Mario one.
Yeah, nice. And they're amiibo, right? Like you were saying, they're amiibo. I did pick up a DK mug, but it's old ass DK. Like what the heck, man? Give us the new DK. Very nice little mug. It's the new one I'm taking to the office.
You can see my star popcorn bucket.
Yeah, I see a star popcorn bucket. And
I got a. Oh yeah, you got a hat. Oh, sick.
I had to get Luigi because obviously the Luigi inside joke, right?
Yeah.
Mangione, but I figured I got my new Luigi hat.
I take
the L because I have a story about taking the L. Go ahead.
I got the Mario Kart. It's like it's like black with orange stripes, and it has has a road sign on it that says like Mario Kart 92. It's a really
sick sweet. Didn't get any shirts or anything.
Oh so, man, the shirts are sick because they're all like they have like a series of like cup specific ones. I got the Star Cup shirt.
The only problem is that they're cotton. They're 100% cotton, and they shrink like. So I that's why I didn't buy one. But happy mood, good time. I actually got bumped up to first class on the flight back. Cool, awesome. All have those sky miles, folks. You get bumped up all the time.
Karma got your ass though.
Karma got my ass. So I was playing Switch 2. This beautiful Switch 2. Look, I have two things on here. And I've been playing Pokemons and I was going through like what a lot of people do when they get their Switch 2 is let me try all those old games and see how they run. They actually run like games, right? There's the majority, like a lot of them without updates run 60 frames per second.
Stalker.
120 here. But every developer that did their games with uncapped frame rates and all that kind of stuff knew what they were doing ahead of time. Obviously, there's the PC versions, but to have that on a handheld on this beautiful screen is awesome. So I played Pokemon to try to catch up on the Pokemon stuff and just to kind of see what was happening with the updates and stuff. Pokemon, and I mentioned it just kind of in the Discord a bit. It actually runs now like. It's so smooth. It is. There's still pop in. There's still a few things. I'm playing Violet. Sword and Shield, by the way, I haven't tried that yet. Sword and Shield is, and this is the point, designed so well that Violet is designed poorly by the nature. Like, yeah, there's more Pokemon now in the field. Sometimes almost too much. Like you go around now and they've like added too much, but it's still empty. It's still giant flat land. And I'm not sure how much of a fan I am of their world design for this, because
they don't have any. That's just kind of the
it's like it's an open world, but there's nothing to do in the open world except try to get to the next marker. You know, there's not a lot of
they put all of their eggs in like the you know, area 0 kind of
So anyways, great. Run's fine. I'm just gonna get the 5 whatever. I'm gonna get whatever the minimum stuff is and move on.
All right. You're burying the lead. Move on with it.
Yes, this is where I'm going with it. So I was playing it on the plane, and I have a nice case that or whatever. I got a case that I've been putting this guy in, and I put it in, and I must have grabbed this. Like, I have the nervous twitch where I do this. You can't help but want to like click the buttons and separate and put it back and separate and put it back. And I must have, when I was putting it back into the case, I must have been sliding in sideways, and it must have caught the release. So I'm sliding it sideways, it must have popped off. And so I lost, and I didn't see, it was dark. It was in the footwell. I must have lost the left Joy-Con, because when I got home, this was Friday, got home, didn't even think about it. At some point on Saturday, I'm like, let me kind of play some Switch and maybe play some Mario Kart, whatever. Open it up, and this is all I see. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I was so angry at myself. Contacted Delta. It's all through Lost and Found. You have to do it through their stupid form. You can't do it. You can't talk to a person about it anymore. But so I'm like, crap, this is not a fun day. I was really bummed out. Had to play it docked, which can suck because when you're trying to watch TV with the family, like I love handheld gaming is the way to go, because I can hang out with the family, watch TV. We're finishing up the vow. We were finishing up the vow and starting Avatar. And I couldn't. I had to actually set this on the table and use the very nice stand and use my Pro controller and play that way. But it just looks so bad. But
isn't it crazy that the first stand they gave us was just like a little
it's like a dinky thing that broke off nonstop.
Crazy.
Yeah, a toothpick.
What's cool is that if it's in handheld mode, like that stand kind of recognizes the angle that it's at, so it changes sort of like the screen lighting and stuff. It's crazy.
This is, and I'll do a full review on this thing. This is the nicest designed portable console by far. Like, easily just stunning, just the design touches. When you go look at like the things that they're doing, it's so well designed. Again, my stupidity popping this guy off.
It's so well designed.
So well designed, but not dolly designed. Anywho, I ordered.
Error usually falls between screen and keyboard.
Yes, it's the user. Chair, I ordered this at Best Buy. I'm like, whenever it shows up, it said it would show up on Tuesday. Today, I'm like, all right, whatever. I guess I'll just play in desktop mode or whatever, tabletop mode or dock mode until then. Showed up the next day, which was very cool. I was very happy, and but
I was disappointed that I couldn't start the. Okay.
Here's the one thing. Very smartly, the switch box for the controller here is designed so the top has 2 pieces of tape that it's very apparent if you even try to start peeling them. Nintendo uses the type of tape that if you start to remove it, it will show that you opened it, and you can't return it to Best Buy. You can return it to everywhere else, but can't return it to Best Buy. So I was like, oh crap, if Delta finds my other one, I can't return this one. However, the bottom is very easy to open. It's because it's just, overlapping piece of cardboard. So I managed to push it in a little bit and then pop the tab out, pulled the controller out. So if Delta finds my controller, I'm going to send that one back to Best Buy and get my money back.
I'm sending this video to Nintendo Direct.
There you go. There's no comments, which is great. People just don't know. Anywho, so that's my story. And I've been playing some other games in that thing too. Oh, see, there you go. Our first comment. What a thought. Hello, Play.
I was really hoping you didn't get yours by the time we did a show, so I could like pull mine off and like jump scare you with a blue Joy-Con.
Look what I got. Look at everybody's okay. There you go. Everyone's telling on me. Nice.
All the stars are here.
All the stars are here. Stefan's not here, so we're okay. No. So
like
let's get into
all the stars.
All the stars. Let's talk about actual games that we've been playing, and I want to start with the review game that young Zacharias Q Quest
McButterfat. I don't know.
So
you and I have both been playing this game. It is an MMO.
Oh, Dune. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really have a lot to say about this, but besides that, it's actually really good. It's interesting. I love when a studio is able to kind of create a new genre. Like this is a game that just doesn't exist anywhere else. Like it takes kind of like the survival stuff from like Ark and DayZ and like those really popular games, and then combines it with like an MMO, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's also, so it has like a social element with other people, which Ark has, but it doesn't have to this level where it's like an actual RPG game inside of Dune with all these like survival crafting and stuff. Yeah, it just works. It's really fun. If you like Dune, like survival crafting games, like there's no reason not to like play it. I think even if you just like Ark, you could still like it. I mean, you would still like it because it's not by the Ark devs, and the Ark devs just kind of suck.
It's the Conan devs. So what I love about this, because I've been playing it as well, is, and we'll have to get some info if you want to team up at some point. But so you get a house, right? You choose a house, and you kind of work towards it. You don't start off with the house right away. You kind of work towards the house, and then you there's like multiple layers of how the game kind of runs its. I don't call it seasons, but to make it interesting to keep you coming back, right? There's obviously the story. It's sort of set in an alternate timeline where Paul Atreides was not born.
No.
Or was he? I forget what.
No,
it was.
I was just saying no because he has to be born.
Yes, he has to be born. No. Well, Timothy Chalamet was born. Let's just say it. Leave it. Timothy Chalamet was born. But no. So that's their way of kind of making this not canon, but at the same time staying true to a lot of what Dune is, right? So
yep.
Yeah, and then there's the immediate stuff you can do. You can obviously team up, work your way up through the ranks of like mercenaries, get into the houses. By the way, I love the controls in this because I've played mouse and keyboard and I played controller, and I'm trying to fiddle with this on the Steam Deck. Haven't had like a lot of success yet, but I've been mostly playing on this old laptop that I'm recording from right now. And then, so you have that part, and then you can kind of have your own little home base, but then you kind of start zooming out a little bit, and there's this storm that happens like once a week or once every couple weeks or whatever that essentially wipes out a lot of like progress that you don't need to be there. So that stuff that gets you interested in playing again. That way you're always coming back. You're always building your base. It's a nice way of keeping it from having people become like OP really quickly.
Yeah. It's like Rust and Ark do this as well. Like every month they just wipe a server, then you start fresh. So yeah, it like you have social hubs. There's like servers of like 100. So you kind of join that, and those are you're just stuck with those people, and you're just grinding and leveling up and get your stuff wiped. And then so you can also like there's kind of like a social, like not really a gameplay social system, but there is a social system at play, like an emergent gameplay where people naturally group up, and there's wars back and forth. It's just like it's a really cool environment to place this kind of game in there.
It's really refreshing. I'm not an MMO guy like at all, but I am surprised at how much I'm enjoying playing this. And I haven't like gotten like 100 hours into it or anything, but it's definitely the type of MMO where, again, because there's that wipe, like if I miss a week, then I'm not worried. If I go on vacation, it's all right because people have come back to the same level that I'm at, and and they're still, obviously you're still making progress throughout that time. You can still keep growing, your character grows and advances, but storyline wise, you're never, or gameplay wise, you're never too far behind everybody else. So I'm
fun.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's an MMO for people who don't play MMOs, but then the folks who like the survival stuff will get a kick out of it. You can harvest. The other cool thing is they kind of show it in that video. Stuff will kind of fall from the sky, and you're running with everybody else to harvest it and like get the stuff out of there as fast as possible. So you will meet up. They're showing it there. You'll meet up with like enemy squads fairly quickly as stuff is falling. Ships are kind of falling from the sky, so it's cool. It's awesome.
And then you got the big ass worm.
You got the big ass worms, but really surprised with Dune. This is the kind of game, like if they continue supporting it, which their plan is to do that. I can see myself coming back to this thing often over the next like couple years at least, because it actually has some fun content in there. Yeah.
Yep. It's a shocker.
It's a shocker.
So totally. this next game, actually, don't show it. Don't show it, because I was gonna go relook at the game on Steam to like just check. The game got delisted. So it
really?
Doesn't exist anymore.
Oh wow! So I couldn't find the trailer for it anywhere.
Yeah, so it got delisted because it had a bunch of stolen assets in it.
Yeah. I read that a little bit about it, so maybe
and then my only thing I was gonna say was like, yeah, it's fun, but they use AI voice over.
Yeah.
I didn't know about everything else happening, but I was just like, yeah, let's go check out this game. Wait, where is it? And I was just,
it looks interesting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but we're not gonna talk.
No. We'll talk. There's one game that I want to get JJ in on right now, because you've been playing it. So I gotta say something right now. Zach has started doing these threads within the game chat section of the Discord that are awesome. Like, we'll get into Death Stranding in a little bit, but I really think you should do one for Street Fighter only because it's not just to kind of get that shit out of my regular periphery, but watching you put a wiki together for everything you're learning is so freaking cool and impressive. Like, as you're learning Street Fighter 6, Zach got into Street Fighter 6. I don't know why, he just did.
I got into
after he told me to get Fantasy. I was gonna either get Fantasy Life I or Street Fighter 6. Told me to get Fantasy Life I. Now I wanted to get Street Fighter 6.
So here's what happened, right? I was talking to my therapist, and we were just talking about some things, and I was like, I told him, like, I have a hard time like being serious about things. And then he just said something that kind of led me to fighting games, because I used to play them a lot. Like, back in 2012 to 2016, that's all I played. I was playing Smash and Street Fighter and Tekken. And then somewhere in there, I played Final Fantasy 14, and I just stopped playing fighting games. And I just kind of fell out of that community. So it's just something that I've actually like missed a lot in my life. I just didn't realize it. It's just one of those things. I was like, okay, whatever. But no, I was like, I really want to get back into fighting games, and I want to use this as a method to just kind of pressure myself and like set a goal and see if I can achieve it, sort of thing. Because like I used to be okay at fighting games. I was never really good. I never pushed myself to the point to where I could do what I'm doing now. So I'm just kind of training myself. But I bought Street Fighter 6 and all the DLC and a bunch of other fighting games. I've been playing a lot. It's super fun. It keeps me up at night. Like, I'll lay in bed, I'm just like, oh my god, dude, like I need to practice those anti-airs. So it's just so much fun. I've missed this community so much. I've missed these games so much. They're just kind of like latch in my brain. They're kind of perfect for how my brain like works. But yeah, it's just I just play every night and I grind matches and then I watch videos and then I go to bed. And I think about those matches and I'm like, okay, I need to work on this, this, and this tomorrow, and then whatever. But yeah, like I have a goal. I want to make it to at least Diamond, but I want to make it to Masters at least this year. And yeah, I'm in a Discord called Friendly Fights, or let me see, Discord called Fight Rise, and they have a bunch of like Masters players, and there are a lot of people have been playing for forever, and they help new players. And they have a tournament tonight, so I'm gonna play that. I'm the only person in there that isn't Master rank, so I'm gonna get destroyed. But like, I'm just in there to learn and like grind it out, you know. So yeah, I'm just going pretty deep in it. It's just fun. I don't know. There's a lot to say about fighting games. Clearly, if you've been in the Discord. But yeah, like I've just something I've missed. Like the moment I got back into it, I was like, oh my gosh, like the last 8 years of my life, I've been missing this thing. You know. Yeah, it's
God,
fun.
there's been some good fighting games in these last 5 years.
I know, and the thing that's so crazy for me is whenever I used to play them, the netcode and everything wasn't good. So like, there was no way to actually play unless you're playing with a person sitting right next to you. And then now, pretty much every fighting game you can just hop online and play, and it's perfectly fine.
And they've gone back and like retroactively fixed netcodes too.
Yeah. So like now in my mind, I'm like, there's no reason not to grind these games, like, because I can just sit here and play different people every 3 minutes essentially, or 4. Like I can just keep playing new people over and over again. And yeah, it's just crazy. I don't know. I'm playing Ken right now. I was playing I was playing Zangief. I felt like I was cheating and not learning anything, so I switched to Ken, because Ken has a lot of like fundamentals and weapons and tools that he can use in the fight that you actually need to use your brain for, that can be applied later on. Zangief, you just do this like two things. So yeah. Anyways, that's all I got about Street Fighter. Yeah, I'll make a thread and you guys can check in on me in there.
I was messing around with Elena last night because I had played as her yet, and I kind of like her style. She has a move. She's got one of those Capoeira kind of moves where you can kind of just keep her spinning over and over again until you stop or somebody stops you, and it's kind of funny as long as you, especially on a leverless. If you, you can kind of just drum you can kind of just drum your fingers and just keep it going and going and going and going.
This is like it's kind of insane how. So this is a leverless controller. Usually fighting game controllers, you know, have the stick on it. This is like so like the buttons on the left are mapped to a direction. So one's left, one's right, one's down. And there's no ambiguity between that. So it's the hard input. Yeah. So you can do a Shoryuken with 2 button presses, easy. Yeah. You can do like, and it's so hard to mess it up. So, and if you play on like the pad, like a PS5 controller, it has the tendency, the pads are kind of loose. So whenever you do an input, they usually drift up. And then a stick, you just have to have a lot of control with that, and there's a lot of ambiguity because there's this neutral zone. So if you hit the neutral zone as you're doing the input, it just kind of cancels it out. Yeah. This, you don't have to worry about any of that. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna do this 2 buttons, and you're there.
It kind of harkens back if you grew up playing a lot of like Street Fighter ROMs on computer where you would play with a keyboard. It is a lot like typing in an input as opposed to, you know, like pulling off a function. You're actually like typing it in. It's as if you're doing your words per minute, but you're actually just trying to throw a dragon punch or something.
I first got the controller and I was like, this is crazy, but I'm not grasping it correctly. Yeah. I watched a video and someone said, think of it as WASD. And I was like, and I was like, oh my god.
That's why
That
that swirl controller that we like, that me and Sam like, it actually, instead of the buttons, it actually does have WASD on the left hand and the regular buttons on the hand, but it also has those orbs that you can kind of mess around with, but it's not that great for fighting games.
There are these new controllers you can get that are like one hand, like left hand, right hand. So you have like the right hand can be the buttons that you're used to, then the left hand can be WASD or leverless buttons. So you can kind of use them together, like swap them out.
I gotta show you the fucked up Street Fighter controller they released for the PlayStation 1 at some point.
Zero. I'll sell you on this right now. They're like $70.
Yeah. And they're even cheap. There's cheaper ones. The ones that like the swirl, they have like a small regular all button input one and it's like 60. Yeah, it's like $60.
And you can use them on platformers, on arcade games, on rhythm games, on like there's like any game that doesn't need a analog stick for 3D movement, you can use it on. So like I mean, it's $60, dude. Like it's kind of I don't know. That's why I just bought it. I was like, $70. Okay, cool. Like, because this is what a lot of people use, and that ease of execution is a huge leg up when you're fighting against someone like me who's like doing really bad with execution. If someone's doing bad with execution, you're gonna lose to the guy that has this because he's just like doing it, you know. So it's kind of But I want to talk about Death Stranding.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm just gonna be vague. I'm not gonna like touch on any story, any spoilers or anything.
I'm in Act 3 right now. So
okay, Act 3.
I'm not that far.
Act 3 of 17.
Yeah.
So
Hour
I took
48 of 17.
I took 3 days off 2 weeks ago, and just played this game. I beat it that Sunday at like 54 hours, 52 hours. It's kind of made this series, like, it's just one game in my mind, because it kind of is. But it's like, it's kind of cemented this as like my favorite game of all time. Like, it's just like, it's awesome. Like, just like 1 and 2 together, I don't think you can beat the experience that these games have. But just like overall general like pitch, like Death Stranding from the outside, you can't really tell what it is, right? It's kind of hard to like look at this and see what it actually is. I'm not even talking about like what the gameplay is, but like the story is just about humanity and our love for connection and how being connected to each other is more important than the things going on outside of us, right? And how humans, like, our inclination is to be kind to one another and to connect and to do things for each other. And this is in a post-apocalyptic world, and most people are very positive still because they have because they're able to garner these connections and you're able to connect people. And the personal story that like Sam goes through is just like, it's very emotional. It's hard to talk about because it's just like it's just, I don't know. I was crying at the end of this game because his story arc was phenomenal. But the thing is, it's all about connection. It's all about people. It's all about not loving each other, but working with one another despite your differences, right? And the game informs that core message through its story and through its gameplay. And one of the biggest things that someone who hasn't played the game wouldn't be aware of is there's a system in the game where the game is online with other people. You wouldn't know this if you haven't played it, but you're playing with other people. You don't see the other people, but the things that they do can change your game, and things that you do can change theirs. And what I mean by this is like paths that are walked the most will be shown on your map as a path, or like a structure that you place can show up on their map, and they can and they can give you likes to tell you that you did a good job. Or so like there are moments where you're just like, I didn't prepare for this run, like I'm so screwed. And you'll just come upon the perfect like ladder, and you're like, oh my gosh. And it's from some random person
Yeah.
you'll never meet ever.
Yeah.
But he placed that there not directly for you, but he's helping you. And and then you give it a like, and it'll tell him that you gave him a like.
Yeah.
And then there's these road systems that are everyone in their games at the same time are building these roads together. So you're all putting materials into these things to build these roads to not only help yourself, but to help everybody else. So there's a line of connection that you have with with people as you're playing this game, as you're going through it by yourself as Sam, but you're connected to other people. And it's this really it's a really powerful thing. It's like there's nothing like playing this game on launch day and like launch week and just getting tons of likes and just like that you helped a person.
Yeah.
Like that like if someone walks on the road that you built, it'll say blah 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 walked on the road that you helped build. So it's like it's like a religious experience. It's like, oh my, it's like it's so weird how that is the through line, and it just makes you feel like emotional. Like it's crazy.
It was weird because I saw there was some discourse that was going on Blue Sky about how people like we're getting upset over the fact that they're reaching a point where they have to make a crucial decision. Like my bike is about to run out of power, but boy, I should stop and do, and then there just happens to be a generator there or whatever. And it's like kind of talking down about the idea of not making it not being mean enough of a game, but it's just one of those like, well, these are people that should know better. Like you're praising Kojima about his thing. It's like it's part of the meta. Like this is a very important, like it is this it's the part of the Strand. You are a part of the chiral network even in your own real life. Like it's ignoring a major part of
the other thing I think is important is like people have played Death Stranding 1.
Yeah.
So kind of how it works. So like if you're riding your bike from one place to another and your bike runs out of battery, the other person's bike is going to run out of it there too.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how it works. So a person who is a kind person is like, I'll put a generator here so I can recharge my battery, but I also know someone else is going to come this way and they're going to get help too. Like that's kind of why it does feel a lot easier because of that. But like everything else in the second game is just kind of tweaked up to a point to where it's like, oh, this is that but more, this but more. And it's tweaked to perfection now. But if people didn't play the first game, the game would be a lot harder than it needs to be. And I think it's very intentional.
So. I think if you start to rely too much on the fact that other people may have made something, that is going to bite you in the ass. There have been plenty of times where you get, boy, I wish I built that zip line.
Yeah, no, I raw dogged this game. I didn't build anything. I was like, you know what?
Really?
Yeah, I just like I built roads and I built a monorail system that goes around the whole island. But that's it. I was like, I'm just gonna book it. Like I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna ride this bike until I run out. Yeah. But most of the time I was lucky, so I don't know. I'm really good at planning. I'll just go ahead and say I'll load up my truck with all the stuff, all the heavy stuff. When it runs out of battery, I got 2 floating carriers in the back of my truck. I grab those carriers, attach them to my belt, put all my cargo on those, and I just keep running. Like it's just kind of, I'm just like, I just got to do what I got to do, and I just go. Like it's just kind of like, I don't know. But then you get to this snow area, and it's just like, I need a gun. I got to shoot myself. That's the worst part, but it's intentional. Yeah.
Cool.
It's just like, I don't know, dude. I was bawling my eyes out. I
love this, by the way. Yeah.
There is a twist in this game that made me scream and just like put my hands on my head and go, what the fuck? Like, it was crazy. Really? It's crazy. And JJ will know exactly what I'm talking about when he gets there. It's just like, it's just one of those. I was just like, huh? Like, it was crazy. Yeah, no, the last 2 hours of this game, dude, like,
yeah,
I've never seen anything like it ever in anything I've ever like consumed. It's nuts. It's so crazy. Yeah, and the bad guy plays a guitar. I don't know. And there's a samurai that's a baby on the inside. Maybe he's crying. I don't know. I mean, I do know what that is, but I'm not going to say anything because this game. You know what else? People like to say, "Oh, Kojima's so mysterious. He doesn't blah blah blah." He answers every question.
I know. He's definitely he's definitely the guy that was like, some people use subtext and those people are cowards. Kind of
yeah, no. Well, the thing that's cool is like in Metal Gear, he would do like those like exposition dumps, right? Yeah. In this game, they have a normal conversation, and if you're confused, there's a system that just kind of informs you on the exposition if you don't know.
Yeah,
like,
like
me as a lore head, I'm like, yeah, I get this, whatever. But if you don't, and you're like, oh, it'll just tell you. You're like, okay, cool. So you know everything you need to know is here. Because the first game is confusing at first for a reason, because it's a story. You know, you got to be like, what's the mystery? Got to figure it out. And it tells you at the very end of the first game, like, this is the thing. Like, okay, cool. And then this game goes, the thing plus this. And you're like, oh, shit. It was like, but yeah, I don't know. I gotta go play Street Fighter.
Yeah.
All right, see you,
Thanks,
man.
Zach. Peace. I mean, really, that's kind of be it for us. You have folks talking. You know,
I can tell you that
looking forward to it.
I know Zach. Me and Zach are the Kojima heads in the thing. We take it a little too seriously at times.
It's all good though.
Feel free to continue.
Keep talking.
Okay, Zach's definitely not interested. I'm more. I don't know. I'm more intrigued than Zach is.
Yeah.
I think there's a possibility. It's like Metal Gear. It seems like they didn't change anything.
Sure.
So it's not. That's the thing. Like, you know, Twin Snakes was a remake of MGS by people that had no business, like that didn't understand Kojima's bullshit. They just thought Kojima's bullshit was macho action movie bullshit, and it's not. It's a little more nuanced than that, but it was still okay. And I think the same thing could probably be said for Metal Gear Solid. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it
for sure.
We'll probably enjoy it.
We're going to sign off right now because in about a minute and a half, we got our SideQuesting Patreon game night kicking in. If you're part of the Patreon, hop into the Discord. By the way, thank you to our Patreon members. Punctified right there. He's an executive. Thank you to Punctified. Thank you to the producers, Stefan, Swanlin, Zero the Prototype, Exaginous, and Jeff Grubb. And also thank you to all the friends of the show and the folks who give them thanks. Thank you guys for supporting us. It really does help. But yeah, with that, SideQuesting.com, SideQuesting TV on YouTube and Twitch. Hop into the Discord. Check out our party list for San Diego Comic-Con. With that, we're signing off. We'll see you in the next episode of the SideQuest. Bye-bye.